Hello and welcome. So I get a lot of questions on herpes and I've done a lot of videos, so I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and simple. And just to let you know, I have a lot of other videos that I've explained numerous times about foods, and I've even posted videos recently that show what I personally eat and will help tremendously. They may not be the cheapest foods or the cheapest way to eat, but it is the best way, in my opinion, and has worked well for many issues that I've had, because this is what the body needs. Anything refined, remember, rice, anything, anything that comes from a refined food, and, pasta, pizza, bread, all of these are refined. These are not good for the body. Of course they're going to fill you up, but do you want to be filled up, or do you want to be filled with food, or do you want to be filled up with nutrients? There's a big difference. And people think calories is where it's at. And it has nothing to do with health. I wouldn't count a calorie because it doesn't matter. It matters the nutrients, the types of food. So if you're eating a lot of raw vegetables, of course those may not give you the most amount of energy right away because you're used to all these toxic foods that are pumping in chemicals and just starchy and giving you that burst of energy quickly, and then it dies down and you have to continue to do that. But when you're going in raw foods and you have a disease that is caused by a parasite such as herpes, this is going to give the body a ton of energy. It's going to take time, but you're going to need to offset it with some fruits. As I show in there, tomatoes are fruit. They're very good. You're going to need some raw cheese. I personally love sheep's cheese. Goat's cheese would be the next, and then cow's cheese made out of cow's milk. And these are going to help you to not only get some much needed protein, and protein isn't everything, but you want to get a good quality source. You don't want it from a chicken or beef. That's not good for you. So it causes harm in the body, and it's going to mess up the functionality of organs and harden your arteries. There are high levels of phosphorus, whether you know this or not. Phosphorus, if your levels are too high, this is going to cause hardening of the arteries. Meat is all phosphorus, pretty much. You're going to get about 10 milligrams of calcium and just around 300, give or take a little, in a serving of beef. That's really bad. Look at the ratio. 10 milligrams to 300. That's horrible. You want a 300 to 10. and there's not really any food that has that, but I'm just making a point. You want the reverse way. And fruits and vegetables are pretty equal when it comes, not all of them, but when it comes to certain ones. Blackberries, are higher with calcium to phosphorus. You're going to have raspberries are pretty equal. Blueberries are pretty much about a wash, almost a 50-50. Kale has a high calcium to phosphorus. And these are the foods, oranges, these are the foods that people aren't consuming regularly, and they're eating the refined foods. So this is causing an overgrowth of yeast. It's fueling herpes, and you're never going to get rid of it if you keep putting these foods in your body. Your body doesn't like them to begin with. They cause disease, as I just mentioned, and they're going to make this problem worse. Herpes has a name attached to a parasite, and you may have heard this from other people in other videos. I'm not sure what people are saying, but that is the truth. It's a virus caused by a parasite. It's hiding behind heavy metals in the body. So not only are you releasing heavy metals by juicing, eating raw greens, which aren't putting more heavy metals in the body, but if you're eating rice full of arsenic, and this is a lot of arsenic, it's not just a little bit of arsenic. It's coming from China. It's just not good for you anyways. It turns the sugar in the bloodstream. What do you think wheat does? Wheat is a grain that is pushed by everybody. Oats are better for you. They're from the Poaceae family. And yes, they contain phytic acid, and you need to do a process to help eliminate that phytic acid, because it will inhibit the absorption of iron and other minerals in the body. and vitamins, and it's going to cause issues if you're eating a lot of that. That's why I don't eat nuts. So I'm giving you a lot of free tips. The point here is that if you want to get rid of herpes, you need raw foods. Don't cook your vegetables. And if you put them in the microwave, it's even worse. Steaming them is one thing, but once you get that steam and you're smelling that, there goes all your nutrients. They're gone. Our bodies are electric. We need electric food, okay? This is why I put videos up with foods that make my body run its highest performance. If you have a Ferrari and you put the cheapest gas in there and it's asking for premium gas, is it going to affect the engine in the car? Yes. It's not designed to have that type of gas. It needs a higher octane. Same thing with your human body. Your body, my body, everybody's body needs certain types of foods. There's no such thing as certain people eat meat and other people don't. Meat's not good for you, period. And I'm talking about chicken, beef, and, turkey is probably the better one, but I still wouldn't eat it if you have a parasite. If you're healthy and you have a couple slices of real turkey, not processed meat, it's probably not going to do that much harm if you're eating it every so often, and not every week. But if you're eating chicken, you're eating beef, most of these are all genetically modified, which even if it was grass-fed beef, the highest quality, it's still going to cause inflammation, and people aren't eating that. They're not going to serve this at a restaurant. It's very, very expensive. And same thing with chicken. Chicken's mass-produced. And turkey's produced, but not as much as the chicken, and it's completely different as far as the type of food that you're going to be putting in your body. But either way, you want to avoid these type of proteins. This is why I always recommend seafood. Their lowest levels of mercury. It's funny how a lot of people they think that crab, salmon, I eat this every day. I switch off. I mean, it's helping my health. It works. The point I'm trying to make is, if you're eating tuna, you're eating some of these other swordfish, some of these fishes high in mercury, you're going to cause more problems. More mercury in the body, the more you got to flush out. If they're very, very low, and they're recommended to pregnant women up to 4 times per week, they are good for you. You're going to get some things from the air, and you're going to get some of these metals, but they're going to be very, very small, and the body will get rid of them quickly. They're not, any heavy metal that you're going to put in foods that contain large quantities is going to be an issue. Go to a fast food place, you're going to get a lot of heavy metals. You're going to get a lot of chemicals. It's not a burger, a bun, a lettuce, tomato. It's not real food. Pretty much everything at McDonald's, even their apples, are genetically modified. So you're getting stuff that is not meant for the body. It will change the DNA in your body. It will cause autoimmune disorders. This is why people are getting these issues. Candida, you're going to get red ears. It's an autoimmune disorder. It can be a vascular condition too, but it's most likely probably caused by Candida. You're getting an overgrowth of yeast because your phosphorus levels are too high. What do you think is in these fast foods? Plus, on top of that, all the chemicals. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you put yourself on a diet that's mostly raw foods, it's going to take a little while to build that mentality, but things are going to start happening. Your skin's going to heal up. I mean, I have had pores that have been opened up over the years of eating fast food, and they're closing very quickly. But I am on pretty much a raw food diet with the exception of seafood. And I don't eat pretty much anything that's cooked. Number one, I hate cooking. Number two, it just doesn't make me feel good. And number three, it's not good for you. So, I don't know how many herpes videos are going to give you this information. There's no oxygen therapy that's going to get rid of your problem. Hydrogen peroxide is not going to get rid of your problem. Think about this. Again, think of the car. If you're not maintaining it on top of putting the right gas in there, and you don't spend $3,000 or whatever it costs to get the tune-up for your Ferrari, is it going to run very long or very well? That's why most cars have very low miles. And I mention a high-performance car because they're expensive for a reason. They're handmade, they need proper care, and this is what the body needs. We all need proper nutrients. We don't need hydrogen peroxide. We don't need some oxygen therapy that people think works. I get emails every day from people that say it doesn't work. So I'm here to tell you it doesn't. And I know it doesn't anyways, but you know, a lot of people are left empty and feel just left out in the dark. But nobody's telling them to eat raw foods, greens. Green, eat it. If it's a mango or a pineapple, it's not a raw food I'm talking about. I'm talking about greens. Raw. No salad dressing. Throw some frozen blueberries. Let them sit in your refrigerator for a little while. Let that juice get on there. There's your salad dressing. That's how you have to do things. If you do too much balsamic vinegar, every now and then I like a little balsamic vinegar, but you don't want to do that every single day. That's going to cause acidity in the body. It's about a 6% level. Too much of that is not good for you. A little bit is okay. Moderation. It's a lot better